Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Vocasphere, the podcast where we make learning English a genuinely enjoyable part of your day. I'm your host, Mike.
And I'm Alice. It is fantastic to be back with our global community of learners. We're here to help you navigate the rich and sometimes tricky landscape of the English language, one conversation at a time.
That's our mission. And for today's episode, we are taking a trip to a place we all visit, a place of weekly rituals and endless choices. We are going to the supermarket.
I am so ready for this. We're calling this very special, extended episode the Supermarket Sweep. We're going to fill your vocabulary cart with all the essential words and phrases you need for your next grocery run.
Exactly. But before we even step foot in the store, the supermarket journey really begins at home, doesn't it? With the planning phase. How do you prepare for a big grocery shop, Alice?
Oh, I am a meticulous planner. It all starts with a pantry check. I literally go through my pantry, fridge, and freezer to see what I have and what I'm running low on. A pantry check is just an inventory of your food supplies at home.
That sounds very sensible. I'm the opposite of a planner. I just show up and hope for the best, which is why I always forget the one thing I actually needed.
A pantry check saves you from buying duplicates. After that, I do my meal prep planning for the week. That means I decide on the meals I'm going to cook, which then tells me exactly what ingredients I need. This process of meal prep or meal preparation is the foundation of my shopping list.
A shopping list, the most essential tool for any successful supermarket trip. So it's a list of all the items you need to buy to keep you focused.
Exactly. I also always check the store's weekly flyer before I go. The flyer, or circular, is that booklet of paper, or a digital version online, that advertises the store's weekly sales and special offers. It helps me plan my meals around what's on sale, which is great for sticking to a budget.
And a budget is the amount of money you have planned to spend on something. I should probably try that.
Well, once the planning is done, it's time to head to the store. The first decision is always a big one. Do you get a shopping cart or a shopping basket?
A shopping cart, which is also called a trolley in British English, is that large metal or plastic cart on wheels you push around. A shopping basket is the smaller, handheld one. I always grab a cart. It feels more optimistic.
I choose based on my list. A short list gets a basket. Once you're inside, you have to navigate the aisles.
The aisles are the long passages between the tall shelves in a supermarket. I usually head straight for the produce section. That's the area with all the fresh fruits and vegetables.
The produce section is my favorite. I always look for what's seasonal. Seasonal.
Produce is fruit and vegetables that are naturally ready to harvest at a particular time of year. They're usually fresher and cheaper.
I've been trying to buy more organic food lately. But what does organic actually mean?
That's a great question. Broadly, organic produce is grown without the use of most synthetic pesticides and fertilizers. You'll also sometimes see signs for locally grown food, which means it was produced nearby so it didn't have to travel far to get to the store.
I always have trouble telling if fruit is ripe. How do you know if an avocado is ready to eat?
Ah, the avocado dilemma. Knowing if a fruit is ripe, meaning it's ready to be eaten, is a skill. For an avocado, it should yield to gentle pressure. It's a bit of an art form. After the produce section, I might head to the deli counter or the butcher. The deli counter is where they sell sliced meats, often called cold cuts, as well as cheeses and prepared salads. And the butcher is the person who works with meat.
I love getting freshly sliced turkey from the deli. Next to the butcher, you often find the fishmonger, the person who sells fresh fish and seafood.
Next up, the bakery. The smell of freshly baked bread is my ultimate weakness. I can never resist a loaf of sourdough or some whole wheat bread.
The bakery is a planned stop for me. After that, it's usually the dairy section for milk, yogurt, and free-range eggs. The dairy section is where you find all the products made from milk. And free range means the eggs come from hens that have some access to the outdoors.
This seems like a perfect moment to pause for our first learning check. I'll ask the questions and you can provide the answers, Alice.
I'm ready.
Okay, listeners, here is your first question. What is the purpose of doing a pantry check before going to the supermarket?
The purpose of a pantry check is to see what food supplies you already have at home so you can avoid buying things you don't need and remember the things you've run out of.
Excellent. And question number 2. What is the difference between seasonal produce and locally grown produce?
Seasonal produce refers to fruits and vegetables that are harvested during their natural growing season, making them fresh and often cheaper. Locally grown produce refers to food that was grown near the supermarket, meaning it has a shorter travel distance. An item can be both, one or neither.
Perfect. So, after the fresh food sections, I might need some pantry staples from the center aisles. Pantry staples are basic food items that you can store for a long time, like rice, pasta, flour, and canned goods.
The canned goods aisle is full of convenience, but I always make sure to check the ingredients list on those products. The ingredients list tells you every single thing that was used to make the product. I try to avoid too many processed foods, which are foods that have been altered from their natural state, often with added salt, sugar, or preservatives.
Preservatives are substances added to food to prevent it from spoiling and give it a longer shelf life. It's a trade-off between convenience and eating fresh.
It is. I also always have to check the nutritional information label carefully. The nutritional information tells you about the food's contents. I don't just look at the calories, I check the serving size. The serving size is the amount of food the nutritional information is based on, and it's often surprisingly small.
That's so true. You think you're only eating 100 calories, but the serving size was a quarter of the package.
Exactly. I also look at the daily value, which tells you what percentage of the recommended daily amount of a nutrient is in that serving. And because of my nut allergy, I have to be extremely careful to check for allergens. Allergens are substances that can cause an allergic reaction and are usually in bold. And of course, there's the expiration date, or use-by date, which tells you the last day the product is safe to eat.
Okay, that's a lot to look at on one small label. Now, as I was heading towards the checkout, I saw a huge sign for a BOGO offer on my favorite brand of coffee.
Ah, the irresistible BOGO offer. Let's break that down. BOG is an acronym that stands for Buy One, Get One Free. It's a very popular type of promotion. Sometimes stores use loss leaders to get you in the door. A loss leader is a product sold at a very low price, sometimes below cost, to attract customers who will then hopefully buy other, more profitable items.
That's clever. I also had a coupon for $2 off bread. A coupon is a voucher that gives you a discount, which is a reduction in the usual price. I also saw a cart full of clearance items.
Ooh, the clearance section is a goldmine for bargain hunters. Clearance items are products that the store wants to get rid of quickly, maybe because they're discontinuing them. They often have a markdown, which is a price reduction shown with a red or yellow sticker.
So, with all my deals, I finally made it to the checkout counter. The lines were huge. I got in line and put my items on the conveyor belt, the moving belt that takes your items to the cashier.
Checkout etiquette is very important. The cashier is the person who scans your items. I always try to remember my reusable bags to cut down on plastic waste.
The lines were so long, so I decided to use the self-checkout. That's the machine that lets you scan and pay for your items yourself. It's great until you get that dreaded message, unexpected item in the bagging area.
The worst. When I pay, I use my loyalty card to get points, and then I use contactless payment, just tapping my card or phone to pay quickly.
This seems like a great place for our final learning check. Are you ready, Alice?
Let's do it.
Okay, listeners, question 3. What is a loss leader and why do stores use them? A loss leader is an item that a store sells at a price below its cost. Stores use them to attract customers into the store, hoping they will buy other full-priced items while they are there.
Exactly right. Now, the final phase of the journey, unpacking the groceries at home.
It's not over till it's over. Unpacking groceries and stocking the pantry and fridge properly is the last step. It's so satisfying to see everything organized and ready for the week.
It is the best feeling. What a comprehensive trip through the supermarket. I feel like we've covered everything from meal prep to a fully stocked fridge.
I agree. Let's do a final rapid-fire recap of all the amazing vocabulary we've covered today. Ready?
Ready. Pantry check, meal prep, shopping list, flyer, budget, shopping cart, shopping basket, aisles, produce section, seasonal, organic, locally grown, ripe.
Deli counter, butcher, cold cuts, fishmonger, bakery, freshly baked, dairy section, free range.
Pantry staples, canned goods, processed foods, preservatives, nutritional information, calories, ingredients list, serving size, daily value, allergens, expiration date.
BOG, loss leader, coupon, discount, clearance items, markdown, checkout counter, conveyor belt, cashier, self-checkout, reusable bags, loyalty card, contactless payment.
And finally, unpacking groceries and stocking the pantry. Wow, that is a cart full of useful vocabulary. We sincerely hope that breaking these terms down within our stories has helped you understand them better and feel more confident using them on your next shopping trip.
That is always our goal here at Vocasphere. If you found this episode helpful, and we hope you did, please take a moment to give this video a like and, most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our future lessons.
Your support truly helps us continue creating this content for our amazing community of learners all around the world. Thank you for joining us for this extended dive into the world of the supermarket.
We'll talk to you in the next episode. Until then, happy learning, everyone!